All right, so I'm gonna break down few films from this weekend. This is Southern Assault. This is a good team. It's a EYBL team. Um, I pretty much could watch warm-ups and tell this isn't a game we're gonna win. So if your expectation is to win, it wasn't going to happen. All right. You're setting yourself up for failure or frustration. You could tell by the size, you could tell by when they warm up, this team doesn't have any green players, any players that are kind of new to basketball. So, our group, half of our team is fourth graders, and we still have multiple players that are green. All right. So, as we watch this game, right from the jump, you could tell it's going to be a long day. And our focus has to switch from winning to, hey, can we get better at whatever we've been working on? Swinging the ball, attacking space, running to space. There has to be something else that you gain from this because winning, especially at this age, is not everything. And what I mean by that is if a team's just pressing your guts out, stealing the ball, scoring a layup, those days are going to end as you get older. All right. And so, what you guys want is, yeah, maybe you lose this game, but maybe you're learning how to run the space, hold blockouts, all those little things that we're still teaching that our kids can't do habitually. So, we got to make sure that we're looking at it that way. So, right from the jump, you could tell this is going to be a long day because they already are getting into their 2-3 offense, zone offense. So the reason he threw it here and he's dribbling up is because Ethan has to guard this guy dribbling up. Okay? And now the point guard they cut through, he can shoot. Sincere has to come out on him. So since Sincere has to come to him, Cam has a choice. Does he guard this guy, then he throws it there, or does he guard this guy and then they throw it to him? All right? So there is no right decision for Cam right here. So this team, and I think everybody should have a plan against a 2-3, but this team obviously has one. And so now, since Cam doesn't help up, he gets a shot. But they're also trying to hit this dive guy if Cam helps too early. So also watch how early they start pursuing the ball. This guy that right here ran from right here from behind Sincere, and he knew the ball was going to this area before everybody on our team. So now you couple instincts with being taller, stronger, faster, and you just know it's just going to be a long day where they're getting multiple shots right at the rim just like that. What are the things we should start watching now that we know winning is out of the question? All right, so let's see. Do we have a guy behind the ball? Is Victor's dribbling up because he's in trouble? Are we creating our triangles because this guy comes up? So we got Ethan on the sideline. We don't have a guy that flash middle, so we're like, okay, so we're not creating our triangles, but Sincere is behind the ball. Victor should just throw it to him instead of dribbling all the way through him because there's no pressure with Sincere, so just throw it. So eventually you do, but you bring somebody with you, Victor. All right? So now Sincere gets it. Sincere, since he sees a guy in front of him, he should just throw it right back to Victor. All right? And then Victor can attack, and then Ethan will be wide open. So these are the things we want to see. Can we get better at? Because if you start getting better at those things, they can't keep pressuring you. But Sincere's dribbling a little too much. Now we can't even throw to Victor anymore because he's dribbled. All right. And now we end up playing one on one, and what would have been an uncontested shot, what we would have had we moved the ball, we don't. All right. So that's a play where, hey, look, okay, we were successful at staying behind the ball. We weren't successful as we moved it up the court. I want everyone to see how the simple things to fix, like right here, we take the ball out, they're pressuring. Sincere throws the ball from his chest straight. So guess what's going to happen? It's going to get deflected, right? We throw bounce passes. He should have threw it with his right hand, so it gets deflected. So now that's time for them to get on us. The ball never leaves. Now they're off to the races, scoring a layup on a fast break. Not a ton of skill in that point. So, but that's how you win games at this age, right? Pressure, 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 score layups. In 6 years, you're not going to be able to just do that. All right, so now let's see where we learn. We're taking the ball out. We got Sincere, who normally would have just threw the ball, but he ball fakes. All right, so that's better. A little bit more patience. And then Victor gets fouled running to the middle. All right, so let's move it ahead. They're taking side out. We cut. So here's what I like. I think we threw it a little soon. I don't like that pass. I'd like to wait till Christian gets there and just throw it over to safety. But we end up getting the ball. And Victor sees space and kicks it. Now, I'm not sure if Victor saw Cam running right here, but nonetheless, I thought even though this went in, I thought you should have read that closeout better because that's a tough shot to make. If you pump fake, he's over you and you drive to the hole. So just because it went in, it's a bit of fool's gold. I like that it went in, but I thought the better play would have been to pump fake and then just go get a layup or get fouled. All right, let's take a quick look at 22. All right, so again, they have a plan. We ghost these two guys. This guy runs up. So they have even a press break plan, right? So now they throw it. We have him trapped across half court. Sincere needs to make sure he cuts off the sideline. And then boom, he gets out of the trap. So we had a really good trap right there, or could have. And then he gets beat. Cam has to rotate all the way over, or he should. And he stops early. So you got to get outside the paint, Cam. But look at our rotations. Christian's going to take this guy. Victor should be sprinting to take this guy as they beat us there. All right. But like I said, they're just bigger. They're getting three opportunities at the basket. So let's move ahead and let's watch our press break after he makes this. So he just made the free throw. We didn't really want Cam taking it out, but he ends up with it. So look at our triangle though. We got Sincere getting trapped. We got Victor behind the ball. We got a guy middle. We got a guy sideline. So because of that, we're breaking their press. Now look, this isn't a good press because they got four guys below the free throw line. Like four at or below the free throw line. All right, so it's just ball pressure. This is not a good fundamental press. So the better we get at ball handling, which we are, right? We just formed a triangle really quick. Got the ball up, moved it. So now we're starting to break this press a lot easier and getting our sets. Now, we threw a bad turnover on our cut, but hey, the main thing is that y'all are growing in this area, all right? Now, the only thing that I would have liked is for Ethan to run across and attack the ball, right? With his left hand. That's a left-handed guy, and you just kind of stop, and you're not going to compete with him at the rim. So just go for the ball, and then that'll cause some. So let's just watch how this press break works. Victor runs. We got Sincere behind the ball. We throw it. Then we throw it opposite. We throw it up the sideline. All right. Now, Christian got to make quicker decisions. No problem there, though. And we get out of it and we get fouled. So right now, up to this point, I'm really happy because I don't know if y'all realize it, but the team, when we played all those eighth graders, this Southern Assault team would beat them convincingly. And we did not break the press like this with them because we didn't know how. But this game, we have gotten better. So I want everybody to recognize when we're growing. And this is a game that, we're obviously getting better. So now let's look at some of the previous games where we were allowed, the defense wasn't nearly as good, but we still didn't have as good of a plan. So look, we dribble up, we throw the ball behind us. Wide open is DJ. All right, and we never swing it, right? So we're just dribbling. Why are we dealing with this guy at all? Because he's not going to get trapped here. I mean, actually, DJ could just split really hard, but Sincere dribbles by him. All right, and look, we make this pass, but again, against Southern Assault, that kid isn't on defense. All right, so we get a shot and it's fool's gold sometimes, but the whole purpose of this is understanding that we didn't run press break very good. Let's look at another one. All right, here's another one. We're dribbling too much. We speed dribble. We got the guys behind the ball. And remember, this is just like a month or so ago. If we would have went back to fall league, these are just straight. These guys aren't even in the right position. They're way down here. So Sincere stays behind the ball. DJ just has to handle the ball and throw it back, but we're over dribbling and then we turn it over. All right. And then we run into the same issue. We have the ball. We're on a speed dribble. And that's actually a good trap, actually. If this is Southern Assault, they're taking the sideline guy away with this guy, and now you're not gonna have a wide open guy to bail yourself out. But so that's not a good way to break the press either. Is just dribbling right into traps and hoping something opens up. We're not retreat dribbling or things like that. So let's look at another one. All right, so just imagine if we were trying to beat Southern Assault with this press break, and this is a game we won. So we caught the ball on this side. We could just easily throw it back, but because we were early on, and this is where I want y'all to see y'all's own growth, all right? Because these are kind of those statless stats. If you're breaking a press easy, people don't understand all the skills that are involved. So right now, we just take off regardless of who's there, and we're in a rush just because guys are up the court with us. All right, so we're dribbling, we throw it up the court, we got two guys in the same spot, and we're already turning it over. All right, because poor spacing, we had basically four guys on that side of the floor, and that's a turnover. So you got to look at it this way, like, okay, let's say you're a person in the fifth grade, you have to be on a team that's like winning every tournament. And now you got players on your team that don't force you to learn these skills that y'all are learning right now. You got somebody else who could just dribble through it by themselves and you win games. How does that help you? All right, and that's got to be your view. So as a team collectively, when y'all are playing Southern Assault, y'all broke the press way better than against this team, and this team, can't even step on the court with them. So you got to see the little gains that y'all are making slowly. Now, by the time you're in seventh grade, guess what? All of this stuff is so much easier. Here's another situation to let you know how we thought when we were early on. Ethan got the ball. He's about to throw it right back to DJ. Now, when DJ gets the ball, his only job is to throw it over there to Sincere, who probably should be like more in front of our bench, and just swing it. So, like against the Southern Salt team, we're doing that now. But you know what DJ's doing back then, right? And not just DJ. I'm talking about as a group. What he does is dribble. So now when he catches the ball, he takes off instead of swinging it to the open guy, like we effortlessly do now. He starts dribbling. All right. So now he's dribbling against all these defenders and now picks up the ball and he's stuck with it. All right, so that's where we were before as well. That's one I'll do. I was going to pull up the eighth grade group, but we got enough against lesser teams than that where we're not doing a good job at just throwing to space. And since we're holding the ball, we're getting in trouble. So there's DJ. He has the ball. He does throw it back. Ethan catches it, throws it back. So that's where we want the ball. And this is, like I said, this is showing your growth because Sincere makes the same mistake DJ made in the last video. Should have threw it up the court. They got four guys at half court. If you throw it here, DJ hasn't dribbled. He could just throw it over their head to the other three people we have on the other side of half court. But Sincere dribbles and carries, they don't call it. All right, and then we get it down court. All right, so I don't know if y'all can see the issue with that just because it didn't get stolen, but this is a turnover right there. That's a carry. All right, because we weren't throwing the space, we're just dribbling. So hey, don't hang your heads on this. This was in the past. I want y'all to see the incremental growth that y'all are having so you don't overthink when you lose to a team that y'all just can't beat right now. Because soon y'all will be able to beat them. So we'll go to one of my teams that my older teams that it was just like y'all, probably even not nearly as talented at that age. And then I'm going to show them what they're currently doing against teams that are still more athletic, faster, stronger than them. So against this team, this isn't necessarily a press. They press after misses and makes. But what you want to do is whenever the ball's shot beyond the free throw line, we have a guy take off. So because of that, there's no dribbles that are made, right? Because they're not going to try to dribble through the press against these teams. So as soon as we catch it, straight ahead, got a trailer, immediate pass, nobody dribbles. Another one that's not necessarily press, touch, no dribbles, immediate catch, and then throw ahead. It's just being able to play smart is playing fast. Another thing to learn, we turned it over. Just like I told Ethan, run through the ball, so the guy has to do something else. So you see how he runs right past the ball, so the guy has to move the ball. That forces a miss, and notice the ball isn't going to hit the ground. Pass, immediate catch, pass. So even though this team is stronger, faster than us, uh, the ball moves faster than people do. So once you learn how to move the ball, if we were all fifth graders, we wouldn't have had the IQ, the strength, and stuff to do that. So that's why you're trying to build your game to do stuff like this. So when you're outmatched physically, you can still compete. All right, so here's my point here. So we lead them where we want. He has to take a tough shot in the corner. All right, so now they jump into a press. And like I said, you get to an age where all that pressing stuff won't work because the ball's going to move too quick. So we're staying behind the ball with each other here. And once you move the defense enough, it's up the sideline. You got guys cutting. And now you got player movement. The guy who just cut is running to the 3-point line while the other player's running to the paint. Now this guy, who's he going to choose? Our 3-point shooter or the guy diving to the basket? And look how he looks him off here. And there we go with a foul and a layup. So the ball is moving faster than the players. And like I say, if you keep learning basketball, this is how easy basketball would turn into when teams press you. Notice the stronger you get as players, the less players you need to stay in the backcourt to break the press. So we were breaking it with 2 people back here. So we'll have more people back there on the offensive end. So even though they're pressing, we send our other guy to this ball side because we know we can deal with the pressure. So we take on the trap, throw the ball below us, we hit middle. And now all of a sudden they have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys ahead of 3-point line. So you know they got to pay for that. So we throw it up ahead. Now it's a 2-on-1 break. And those turn into layups. So just, you're working your game so it could be good enough to the point where you don't need as much help as you grow into the stuff that we're learning. Everybody has to make a commitment to getting better because everybody has a job, so all of it'll work. So here we notice that they're not guarding our guard, but there's still a trap coming. He has a job to do. That's to get out the trap. If he's not skilled enough to get out the trap, none of this even matters. So there's the trap, bounce pass. All right, here's another trap. Remember, we got our triangles. We got a sideline guy, a middle guy, and then we're going to have another sideline guy. They can't guard all of them. So the open guy is here, so the trap is coming. Notice we're not dribbling when we first catch the ball. So what we do here is we dribble to buy time to read the traps, and they'll get out of position. All right, so as that happens, there's a wide open guy on the backside. All right, and it's just an easy layup. But everybody has the skills to know their job, and this is the IQ, again, you got to get to. All right, so let's move to the fact that they're having trouble pressuring. So now let's see some of the things when they jump into their zone, how it's attacked. So for a lot of teams, if the press isn't working, they jump into something else, and probably it's a secondary defense that isn't as good as their first. So as you notice, we swung the ball quickly. The bottom row guy had to guard the ball, which means now short corner or middle will be open. And since their center guy is guarding the middle, the short corner's open. Same situation we were in, except they threw it to the high post. This is learning the best place to be behind the zone is behind it. So we're behind the zone, so we got this guy flashing. And you can see how the offense that y'all currently run is still that. So now, again, the ball's over there, so we got a guy flashing, and this is why all y'all need a floater. Catch it in the middle of the zone, quick floater, right on the right in, easy shot. All right, so this is just execution things that, again, as a group, we want to get to. Here's another thing to look at, our floor balance. All right, so we get a 3. We actually get offensive rebound, but look, nobody knows how to balance the floor. So right now, Christian has to get back and protect the fast break. All right. But he runs in. So now think about it. We have 1, 2, 3. We have all 5 of our players well below the free throw line. I think Ethan's the closest one. So now guess what's going to happen? Everybody's on the baseline. They can throw it over our heads, and then they get free shots at the basket. But again, when we're playing if we're playing Southern Assault, that's a basket. So y'all have gotten better at balancing the floor in transition. So let's look at an example. Keep in mind, I'm saying we're improving at this area. We're not good at it yet. All right. But as you know, in a year you'll be good. In another year you'll be great. So I'm gonna start it back so y'all can see a couple of things that we're teaching. So Cam doesn't take it out on the press break. That's good. All right. So now we get a trap, and they're taking away the ball. We get it behind us. Now, right now, we got our triangles. We got a guy behind the ball, sideline. Christian should have flashed middle sooner, but hey, it's okay because Sincere and DJ are doing good with it. Sincere doesn't dribble immediately, which gives him time to body a guy and get space. So now, even though Christian was late, now he's in the middle and created the triangle. So as you can see, this guy's taking away Ethan, this guy's taking away Sincere, and Christian is shorting the pass. So guess what? Bronson's already telling DJ, and that's a great job of dealing with 2 traps, 2 players, DJ, and getting it out of there. So now Christian takes off up the sideline. Sincere stays behind the ball. The problem is he's left-handed, so Sincere, he's coming right back where the trap just came from. Sincere, you got to go here, and that'll be the improvement you need, right? I mean, you do it sometimes, but you're not consistent, so you run right back where the trap is, and now we're in trouble. So this is where transition starts. DJ, he can't throw you the ball from there. You should be sprinting back, all right? And Christian starts to get back as well. All right, so we're a little late on it. But at least because we're hustling back in transition better than we used to, they don't score. They have to shoot a contested shot. All right, so now we're off. This is great because there's a pocket right there, and Sincere throws it. We work on scoring on the move against contests, so we need to improve there, right? But before, that would have been a turnover. We wouldn't even got the attempt. So recognize where we are. So here comes transition. We cut off the ball. We're sprint back now. Ethan has to sprint to the paint. So this is where I say we got to get better at. Cam takes away that guy. Ethan sprints to the paint, but instead of sprint to the paint, Ethan sprints to the man. And now, because of that, he gets gapped. All right. But we got a bunch of people sprint back. He has to score against a bunch of people. And instead of getting a layup, he gets fouled. All right. So I want y'all to see those, because once you improve at that, that's taking away all the fast break layups against teams like this. And now they're scoring against our half court set. Even and I normally don't get into the second half, so let's get some guys that, some of the younger guys that's in there, the fourth graders that's playing. So now this is the press break. Diesel knows he's behind the ball. He throws it to DJ, stays behind it, which is good. All right. So we get it up court. So that's good. So Carter takes a little too long to realize how he needs to make this pass. So he takes an extra dribble so we don't get it. But this is transition. All right. So they got a turnover. All right. Let's watch how we get back. We get Nello, who kind of slowed down the ball. Carter slows down the ball with a spin. So now we're getting him where we want to. We got him in a trap. Christian probably could run through that pass. He's a little late. All right. Nello rolls up, right? So it shows we know where where the next pass should be. He takes away the next closest pass. All these are improvements. All right. So this is good defense. And then I think the problem is, because they hit that three, some might think that we didn't play good defense. All right. Those are huge improvements, and he just hit a big three. And the biggest thing is understanding that you're not going to hold anybody to zero. All you can do is be in the right spots. And then as you get older and stronger and wiser, you're going to start taking away even those threes. So what we're going to show you is like what y'all will eventually come if you just stick to what you know. So right now, this is going to be a three, and it's a long rebound. Long rebounds end up being fast breaks. So we got 1, 2, 3 guys on the baseline, but you see we have the floor balanced with a guy already back. Okay? So now everybody's job is to just sprint. Okay, and we're sprinting back. So notice we attack the ball, and then we get our steal right back. All right, so that's one transition play. They deal with the traps great. As you note, let's back it up. As you notice, they are naturally stand behind the ball with each other. Okay, so we break it again. We get it opposite. Here's another bad turnover, but guess what you got to do sometimes? Just take a foul, because teams score in transition well, 2-on-1 situation. All right, but this team struggled scoring against our half court set. So sometimes the smartest thing is to just take a foul. So those are some ideas on what you guys are going to need to do as you grow as players. All right. So again, from my eyes, what I see is I see a young group that is greener than most players, which is not a terrible thing, because that means y'all are blank canvases. All right. Meaning whatever I teach, that's the first thing you know, and you can make it a habit. There's a lot of kids that come in my gym that have played a lot of AAU for bad teams and bad organizations, and all they learn how to do is do bad presses, get a steal, and turn people over. And maybe they won, but what happens when you're in the 8th and the 9th and the 10th grade, and now you don't know where to go and how to space the floor and how to run through passes or how to trap properly? Because now kids actually can throw skip passes. All right, so understand, winning at 5th grade, 6th grade literally means nothing. All right, so let's not focus about the winning. Let's focus on the growing and where we're improving. And if you look at it that way, you end up winning. And I'm not saying this to be nice, or anything like this. I'm saying this because that's how the game goes. That's the process. If you're blessed enough to play basketball in college or get recruited, coaches are not gonna come and say, "Hey, what was your record when you were in the 5th or 6th grade?" So all you're using this for is the development. And the more adversity that you have to figure out, the better player you're going to be when you're older. So let's make sure we're looking and taking that approach. And if you do that, you're going to end up being successful, because a lot of kids are focused on winning at this age, and then they wonder why they get run over when they get older. All right. Y'all check out this video. Maybe watch it a few times. Learn from the older kids that's gone through what y'all are currently going through. And then let's get in the lab and work. Later.